Just like a quick reminder that this video is once again sponsored by Jesus Christ.
Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hamotzi lechem min ha'aretz.
You really thought I'd do it again, didn't you? You did. I know you did. Hey, don't worry. We'll just get on with the video. So, last time we were talking about, Christian TV shows and all that sort of stuff. We were talking about JJ the Jet Plane, the realistic plane movement, the science of graphlexes. But anyway, we talked about all of that, and I suppose it's not really fair of me to show you the worst, well, at least part of the worst of Christian TV shows before I can show you what they really look like. If the bar's set too low, then God, the bar's always been like that. But no, there have actually been some good Christian movies, good Christian TV shows that I'm going to be showing you, and today I will be telling you about one of them. But first I have to address a few concerns with my last video. The first point of concern is that JJ the Jet Plane is not unknown. It's actually quite a meme apparently. I just decided to look it up online. I typed in JJ the Jet Plane, and it's incredibly memed. People all over the world know about it. Well, at least people in America and Western civilization know about it. It's pretty hard to get access to a TV in, Afghanistan, I guess. But either way, people do know about it, and people do have fun memeing about it, and so it's not as unknown as I thought it was. Second of all, it is the second of its kind. There were actually three sets of JJ the Jet Plane, and the one I talked about was either the second or the third. There's one even older, and that one looks even creepier. I don't know which order these ones came in, but I do know that there will be a reboot. The last thing I should probably mention is that JJ the Jet Plane is not actually a Christian TV show. Oh no, gasp, spoiler. But no, it's not. There's nothing inside of the show which seems to implicate that it's Christian in any way. There's nothing about Jesus except for that one Christmas video, but even then that's a pretty loose connection. It's just a TV show made for kids to teach them good things. The TV show we're going to be talking about today is called The Story Keepers, and that one, it is a part of the second category, and take biblical canon and put an original spin on things, and try to make it interesting, try to make it applicable, not necessarily to your daily life, but to a life, and then you abstract that lesson into your own life. At least that's the way that The Story Keepers works. I actually rewatched it, and me and my friends, all of us are adults, but for some reason we just decided to put it on, and we just enjoyed it. I think I got like 12 episodes, 13 episodes into it, even though it was like, or I watched it, back when it was like a kid's TV show. I think I might have finished it as a kid. I can't remember. But we were watching 12 episodes because, we just wanted a refresher course to, just remember old Bible lessons. And I was like, well, hey, this is a cool thing that has Bible lessons. Do you want to listen to this? And so they were like, yeah, and we watched it, and legitimately we did start having a good time. The show's quite funny. The show is quite smart with the way it goes about things, and it's quite an interesting watch. It almost reminds me of the old Tom and Jerry episodes. Not necessarily the ultimate funny as Tom and Jerry, but it's not boring, and it's definitely not like JJ the Jet Plane. So there's that. But hey, when the bar's as low as hell, anything seems better. But we'll move on. The Story Keepers is a fairly simple TV show. It's about Ben and Helena. Helena is Ben's wife. Ben is a baker, and both of them are Christians in Rome, which is when Nero started setting fire to the whole place. I don't know, but in this one, Nero doesn't play a fiddle. He plays a harp, and he sings, and he's bad at both. Either way, while Nero is setting fire to Rome, he blames the Christians, and, Ben and Helena being Christians, they have to organize secret meetings amongst the Roman Christian community and tell the stories of Jesus to new believers or old believers who want to hear more stories about Jesus for another time. And they have to escape Nero's guards, they have to escape Nero's plans, they have to escape burning buildings, they have to actually do quite a lot of heists in this one. You never, you don't, when I say Christian TV show, you don't think Tom Cruise, but no, this really is like Tom Cruise levels of chicanery going on. Saul Goodman would be eating at Ben's bakery because Ben is that good of a heist conductor. I mean, yeah, okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about Ben, right? At first glance, Ben seems to be a baker. Yeah, let's just keep it with that. He is a baker, he can bake pretty well. He is also Nero's imperial baker, which means that he actually works directly under Nero. And considering that he's a Christian, that is actually such a weird thing, but it's, like you don't expect Nero's imperial baker to be a Christian, but he is in fact a Christian. And we also learned that he's a Jew. I guess this is probably a good time to say spoiler alert, because we are going to be getting into the show. So if you don't want to, get spoiled on this, even though I don't know why you would not want to be spoiled on this, because it's like an ancient TV show. But if in case you're one of those and you don't want a spoiler, then now's the time to check it out on YouTube. It's actually free. All the episodes are there, all 88 in one singular playlist by whoever directed it or the YouTube channel that owns it. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, definitely worth a check out. So maybe go ahead and check that out, I guess. Now that you have returned from watching The Story Keepers, let's get straight into the plot. So, like I said, Ben's a baker, and he has a wife called Helena, who, might I say, is surprisingly quite fine for a children's TV show. Now, brothers and sisters, we in the Church of God are not allowed to sin. But there are times in which you just wonder, why? Why? And this is one of those times. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to make me happy or sad, right? But I'll just leave it at that and we'll move on, shall we? I can't actually move on. There's actually one more interesting thing I have to tell you about Helena. You see, I kept track of every character, of the art style that they're presented with, right? And it's such a strange thing that I can't explain why it is or why it happens. But in the first and second episode, all the characters look totally normal, right? They look totally fine for 1998 animation, I suppose, which is when I believe this TV show was made. But all the characters have their own designs. It looks fine. But if you watch the intro, the kids are animated in one art style with a certain type of animation style to boot. But if you watch the actual TV show itself, the rest of the TV show, the main plot, it's used in a different style. And it's such a weird thing that I don't know why it happens, but it happens all throughout every episode. My best guess is that they filmed all of them, or well, not filmed, but animated all of them and used cutscenes from the latter end of the series as animation got better, and then put that into all the intros, despite the original ones being made in 1998 era animation, I guess. But either way, going on to the main plot, right? In episodes 1 and 2, all the characters have a character design, all of them have animation, it's all fine, right? And Helena's is just like that. It's her character design. But in 3 and 4 and onwards, Helena's design gets toned down. I don't know why it happens, but it does. Is it because she just got too attractive for a kids show? Who knows? That's not up to me. I don't know why it happened. I don't know why any of it was like that, but hey, that's there and you can deal with that. I'm not, okay? I'm just going to continue on with the rest of this video. Ben runs on with Helena. He runs a bakery and he's selling baked goods to the public. And we soon learn that not only is he selling baked goods to the public, but that he's actually also taking care of orphans. And we know that they're orphans because this is set in 64 AD, where Nero is setting fire to Rome. And as he's setting fire to Rome, kids are being displaced from their parents, and these kids, or orphans, are now in the care of Ben and Helena. As we go on through this, we actually learn that most of the orphans are children of Christians who have either lost their parents through the fires or their parents have been taken prisoner. And not only have they been taken prisoner, but they've been sent on slave ships, they've been sent on wars, and the whole set of badonkadonk adventures. It's actually quite crazy when you think about it. And Ben is trying to reunite these children with their parents. As well as, though not all of them are orphans, there's one character named Zakai who's not an orphan, but his father is dead, I suppose. I don't know what happened to his mother. I haven't rewatched enough to say what happened to Zakai. But yeah, there's that too. Now, you might think, okay, Ben's such a nice guy. He's such an awesome dude. And then, you'd be right because, Ben is such an awesome dude. But words cannot describe to the level at which Ben can function. This man can organize heists at which he conducts an escape, where Christians inside Roman cells can be broken out of Roman prisons by him bribing a Roman guard with his pastries and also forging a fake key using the mold of an official Roman key by pressing it against some dough whilst hanging from the Roman's hip by an orphan. He can enter slave ships at will and suddenly pretend to be that he's one of the workers, and he can be on the slave ship, take over as its head cook and baker with his wife, of course.
Well, I'll do my best, sir. Good. But remember, it's not just a role. It's a military secret.
And have these orphans on the ship and have them, feeding people and helping the slave ships, all of a sudden to be thrust into war and survive whilst the boat is being crushed by an enemy ship. Not to mention that he also helps the Roman community escape, not to mention that the orphans are able to conduct their own heists and actually end up helping Ben. This man is an absolute master. He can ride a horse. He can ride a horse whilst it's holding onto a wagon and escape burning fires, and have passengers jump from one to the other.
They teach driving like that in bakery school?
And he can shoot a bow. He can navigate catacombs and aqueducts.
Up on my back. The Lord will give me the strength of 2 men. I thought you said the Lord would give you the strength of 2 men. Well, they must have been very small men.
Justin!
And he somehow also manages to keep a scroll safe from the water despite it being 64 AD. It doesn't get damaged, which is quite interesting, to say the least. There's actually so much more that I'd love to say about this TV show. The art style is quite creative, the way directors use the art style. The characters are quite funny, the heists are quite interesting, fun to watch. I quite enjoyed it, and I really do think that it's worth giving a watch if you have some free time, and you might be a Christian, you might not be a Christian, but this is definitely something that everyone would enjoy. Just chill out with the family and just put this on. I mean, what else are you gonna watch? The Mandalorian or Star Wars after that's gone to heck? No. Just watch this. It's totally worth it. Anyway, wait a second. Have I been in Discord this entire time?